Let's go back a few steps and go back to when we were a kid and we first started scribbling on your mum's wall, or started doing those drawings and trying to write, your first attempts at writing. You probably used one of these bad boys. The ubiquitous crayon. Everybody's played with these, used these, and use those when you first started your writing experiences, and then you probably progressed onto a pencil when you were a bit confident and started school, maybe, or maybe you started the other way around. You started with a pencil, moved on to a crayon. Either way, these are probably the first two writing instruments that you used when you were growing up. Right, from then you probably progressed onto one of these, just your box standard pen, or one of your push button type El Cheapo pens, either one of these two. And you probably didn't move on or progress much since then, and probably, like most of us, probably still use one of these cheap pens throughout our adult life. You use them through school, use them through college, university, whatever you get your hands on, you just use it, throw it away. If you lose it, you don't care. But then, as you get older and you get a job, you might get a nice job where you're doing presentations, you're in business meetings, and you might want to splash out a little bit and get yourself something a little bit nicer. Just a Smith & Wesson tactical pen, or Uzi pen if you're of that type, or just a cheap Lamy or something like that. Or you might even get a Mont Blanc. I used to work in a place where people would get Mont Blancs given to them after 5 years of service. A £250 pen, that's pretty nice. Or maybe you want to move on to something like a nice carbon fiber Tombow, or even a Porsche 325, something really, really nice. And kind of, that's, I'm not a big pen aficionado, but I've got a couple of nice writing instruments. But the thing is, as nice as some of these pens might be, or as cheap as they might be, going on the other scale, they are pretty much basically the same. They've all got an outer shell, they all take refills, and some of them, you don't bother, you just throw them away when they stop working. Others, you kind of, because you splash that little bit of cash on them, you want to just make sure that you keep them and look after them, and you replace the refill as and when they run out. But like I said, not much has changed in the past, quite a few, many decades since we were using one of these. Now, what I'm really excited about today is I want to reveal to you what I think is probably the coolest writing instrument in the world. Well, I think it is anyway. We'll get to that right now. Now, just before I reveal this work of art, I just want to give you a little bit of background information. If you know anything about me, you know I love Kickstarter. And this was a Kickstarter project. They ran their campaign in October 2016, and after 2 months they delivered, or started delivering, these to their backers, which is incredible. It was a Japanese campaign, and that to me is just pure Japanese efficiency. Within 2 months of announcing their campaign, completing it, and reaching their target, they started delivering to their backers, and that's incredible. So with that being said, I want to present to you the Daga, D-A-G-A, Pen Vise. Now, the first thing you'll notice is, what the hell is that? Well, it's a pen holder, I would say, because it doesn't come with a refill. It actually comes in, it just comes in a box. It says Pen Vise, nice basic brown box, good presentation. And here it says, thank you for your support of the Pen Vise project. And this is the guy, Harry Uden. He was the main person behind this project. So, what do you get? Well, you just get, basically what you get is a shell, just like you do with this pen, for example. You get a shell, but the difference is with these pens, let's take this nicer pen for example. If we take the Porsche pen, it has a specific refill in here that, well, it's not specific to this particular pen, but it has to be of a particular type. So for example, what have I got in here? I've got a Faber-Castell, whatever the model number is, and I have to make sure that whatever refill I put in here, whatever color, it has to be this exact type. So what I like about the Daga pen, the Daga Pen Vise, is the refills for this are actually here. And this is the beauty of this. It's actually based on those miniature screwdrivers that you have with the adjusting head bit where you can put different types of bits in, and also for drill bits as well. You just adjust it, and I don't know if you can see that actually. You can adjust the diameter of the grip by just turning this bit here, hence the name pen vise. So the cool thing is I can get my cheap pen and just put the refill in like that. Just undo it a little bit more and then tighten it up. Boom. There you go. So essentially what you're buying is a shell, and this shell is actually made out of, these two parts are made out of duralium, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is a very, very, very strong but yet lightweight metal. And it's got a little bit of heft to it, but it feels very comfortable, primarily because of this kind of cutout here and the flat part here. So it's very, very comfortable to hold it in your hand. And the excellent thing is like I said, it takes these nice cheap pen refills, so you never have to buy any refills again. In fact, it doesn't end there. It also can take refills from this pen, my Tombow carbon fiber. It can also use the refill from my Porsche pen. And even this cheap Lamy. In fact, the Daga Pen Vise can use refills from pretty much any pen on the market. And if you go to their website, I think it's daga.com, daga.com, or I'll put the link in the description of my video. They have a link to all the compatible pen refills that it can use. You know what, the thing is, it can actually even use lead refills. So you can turn this thing, not only can you turn it into whatever type of color pen you want, whether that's a ballpoint or felt tip or whatever, you can also use lead refills, but they need to be a minimum of 2mm. So that's the beauty of this thing. Look, I've got a couple of refills here, and these are felt tip refills, and I can use those. I can even use this tiny little Lamy M22 refill as well. Boom, for a nice low profile look. And that's the beauty of this instrument. It's pretty much built for life. Once you've bought this shell, you're pretty much set. And you know, I highly recommend buying this. At the moment you can't actually get it, but they're hoping to release this to the general public in Q1 of 2017, which it is now. So any month now you should be able to pick these up. They are quite pricey, I have to admit, but I think they're definitely worth it. If you want something unique and that's probably built to last you a lifetime, can use any pretty much most refills on the market, I think this is a brilliant purchase. Very pleased with it. It's one of my favorite Kickstarter projects that I've backed, and I highly recommend it. So that's it. So I just want to say, yep, this is the coolest pen in the world, or I think it is. And thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button or subscribe, and see you in the next video.